ready to come and bring this far. I'm gonna just get right into the next comic. Y'all ready for your next comedian?
Yay!
We're about to do this shit all over again. Y'all ready for your next comedian? Coming to the stage right now, local girl does good. She's playing headline up and down the coastline. Please give a warm welcome to Miss Gina Ritter.
Since I had children, I don't like Michael Jackson anymore. So. I can say that here, I'm not in Oakland, right? Alright, I just turned 35 last year and I'm ready to shake my moneymaker. As soon as I figure out what part of me makes money. Somebody's like, you're a comic, it's your mouth. I'm like, that's so dirty. I just want you to love me for my brain. My mouth gets tired. Being an adult kind of sucks. I guess actually I'm basically happy. Like, my life could be shit and I just don't know it. You know, I've spent the last 20 plus years rewarding myself with chocolate and Xanax, so I'm just gonna keep going. And it's gonna make me forget the fact that I can't do simple things like get dressed in the dark at 35. I'm just gonna keep going. When you're an adult, you know, I've actually been divorced twice, so I have to take care of myself, and I have to, you know, choose whether to rent or own, and I choose renting because for me it's a little bit easier, right? Yeah. Although I have been duct taping everything around the house like a real man lately. So, and you have to do things like look like a good landlord for your, or look like a good tenant for your landlord, right? And you have to do things like kill your own mice. You know, and I'm not going to go into that because I don't have a lot of time, but I have one thing to tell you. We've caught 8 mice in my house. And the last one that we caught was the fattest little sucker. And he was in the living room. And I'm sorry that I'm killing mice, but I have to tell you that after that one I grounded my children because it was proof that those boys are eating in the living room when mom's not home. Otherwise that mouse wouldn't have been so fat. Right? Alright, so anyway, I have dogs and I have children, and let me tell you why I like the dogs better. Dogs don't mind being locked in the crate for a few hours a day, do they? Although I have my 4-year-old up to 3 hours a day and he's really happy. Look, he wanted to be put in the crate. It's not my fault that I just went ahead and did it. You know? But dogs are actually loyal, and your kids will throw you under the bus for anything. And in front of anyone, teachers, doctors, cops, and they don't care if I get hauled away because they're like, my foster mom will give me Pop-Tarts. Wow. You know, they're like, bye-bye, mama. I not only have 4 kids, I have 4 boys. Woo! I know, right? And boys make everything about penis, don't they, sir? He's not looking at me. You know they do. You have to teach these boys where not to put their penis, like my water glass. That's a true story. And my kid came downstairs last year and he probably exclaimed that he had brushed his penis with his brother's toothbrush. Because hygiene is very important in my house. You have to teach these older men where not to put their penis too. Like with my ex, I had to teach him not to put it in my friends. True story. Oh gosh, but boys are really cool. I love raising boys. They say the coolest things, like around my house, you never know when you're going to hear like, I just flipped a pygmy. I'm jousting on Uranus, you know? Right? And when I came downstairs from a nap one day, because I'm an excellent mother, I'm always watching my children, my 10-year-old had put a notice from the school district on parenting classes that they send out to all parents. He put it on my laptop with a little note that said, take them. I put that one on the fridge. He's so adorable. They say the coolest things though, because like my 13-year-old, I said, look, I don't really want you sharing my spoon, you know, germs. My spoon's my rules. And he's like, look, I didn't really want to come out of your vagina. I was like, my vagina, my rules? I guess. I don't know. But I have a 4-year-old, and actually he needs a job. He spent, listen to this, little ingrate spent all day complaining about me getting him up, eating my food, and playing with the toys that I bought him. It's time to get out, you know? But, no, I'm just kidding. But really, I was actually jealous of him when he was 3 years old because he was the only one who was allowed to walk around naked all day in rain boots and a backpack, and everybody thought he was adorable. I tried that crap and they had me arrested. Something about the school next door. Whatever, that was crap. I looked slamming in that backpack. Trust. And I have older kids. I have teenagers, and teenagers are really cool. Well, my oldest is 16, and as soon as I realized I was raising a douchebag, it's been all good. All right. My name is Gina, so he calls me Vagina in public. I know. I come up with any reason to leave bruises legally. We're so bonded. We're like this. We actually have a psychic connection because he knows every time I'm going to punch him in the head. Isn't that adorable? Like, I swing, he ducks, we laugh and laugh. It's just an amazing bonding moment with my child. But the other day, he came to me and he's like, Mom, I think I'm done with shoplifting. I think I'm over it. I'm like, you think? So here's the thing. My version of scared straight is to tell them exactly how they're going to make him into a woman in prison. And so far it's worked because he hasn't reported any thefts lately. But like I said, I have the 4 kids and I'm divorced twice. I actually figured out why I'm failing marriages. It's because I was marrying men. And I was a freak in the streets and a lady in the sheets, so I had it a little backward. Don't worry about me, I got it all figured out now though. It's about life, liberty, and the pursuit of child support. California dreaming. My ex is really good. I do appreciate him, we respect each other, and I miss it sometimes, like when I have to change my oil. Because I would rather waste his time and just be lube than mine. Really, that's pretty much it. It's adorable, like if you're dating, it's really adorable that men think that these look like this when everything comes off. And they look more like this. Right? And it's like, it's a curse having big breasts. It is a curse because there's going to be, at some point in the night, one of you is going to roll over on one of these. Could be me, could be him, I don't know. I'm dating again, sort of. I think it's because it's the only form of exercise I can approve of, really. I'm kind of lazy these days. Somebody's like, are you good in bed? I'm like, good and lazy. But it works. Right? But I get kind of, like, I was trying not to date. I wasn't too interested, but I was doing kind of some crazy things, like looking behind the shower curtain, not for serial killers or spiders, but in case the shower fairy brought me a buddy. Right? And I was like wrapping myself around the guy in the 7-Eleven line in front of me, just asking him to spoon me for just a minute. So and dating is crazy these days. I don't know if it's because I haven't had to do it in like 11 years, and I was on the East Coast or what, but men out here are kind of crazy, and I don't know how graphic you want me to get, so I'm going to move on. Okay, I'm going to tell you. People send you their penises on your text message. And I'm sorry, but this is not acceptable behavior. I call it molesting. Right? But I do comedy all over the place, and I love to travel, and it takes me to some really cool things, and I like to go to Oakland because it's where a girl like me goes to be appreciated once in a while. They're like, oh baby, 510. Like, you really can't argue with that pickup line, So I'm like, really the only thing that I require these days is that you know your area code, you don't use cheap toilet paper, and you don't mind if I pick you up in my minivan because you're probably a felon and can't drive anyway. It's actually easier to find a date in the Bay Area if you are a felon than if you are a fat white single mom who drives a minivan. So here's the thing, either I become a felon or I date them. And if I became a felon, I'm pretty sure that other than the fact that everybody looks fat in an orange jumpsuit and I wouldn't have to clean, and I could do naughty things and be stuck in solitary all the time, I would love that, and I wouldn't have to develop a drug problem to get rehab away from my kids. I'd just go to jail. Right? That's no problem. Except for I'm pretty sure that my cellmates would Sharpie on my eyebrows and sell me for cigarettes. Not really into the Sharpie thing. But I just went up to Oregon recently for a gig, and it was, great digs. I wish y'all were there, blah, blah, blah. And, but here's the thing, I realized, even if you're at the nicest hotel, Sometimes you wake up to the strangest things, like my blanket was crusty.
Oh, no.
But I like to stay positive about things, so I decided that I was exfoliated during the night. Thank you for the free beauty treatment. And it was right before Christmas, and I was really sad about, disappointing my kids. I wanted them to have a great Christmas, even though we don't go overboard. I still didn't have a lot of money. So I decided, instead of telling them I didn't have money, that I just wasted it on crack. And they totally understood that. My kids are great. They're really great and understanding and supportive. They're like, if my mom's a prostitute, I not only get new shoes, but we'll support her. If my mom's a crack addict, we'll support her. But if she doesn't have a job or is making enough money, what the hell is wrong with her? Right? So I realized while I was there in Oregon that those little bottles, the sample bottles that they give you in the shower and stuff, and the single-serve packets of coffee made perfect stocking stuffers. Decaf, of course. I am no monster. All right, let me wrap this up for you. Like I said, I am dating. Have you ever, Paul, have you ever done something you know you're not supposed to, like a 23-year-old? Just me?
I'm a 16-year-old, but I was 16 too.
Oh no, that doesn't count. But he's like, maybe let me make you happy. I'm like, there's my laundry. When you're done, you can walk the dog. Like, what do I do with that? Because I have a problem with dating young people, especially when my oldest is 16. I figure he has to be at least as many years, never mind, I'm not going to go into that one. But that one would, no. But anyway, I'm going to leave you with this. When you are twice divorced and you're 35, people tend to call you a cougar. I'm not really a cougar, I'm more like a turtle. Because if it flipped me on my back, I'm going to stay for a while. Thank you guys. My name is Gina Ritter.
One more time, y'all. Put your hands together for Miss Gina Ritter right there. All right, we're going to keep this energy rolling. We're going to keep it up. You guys ready for your next comedian? Coming straight from San Francisco, California. Put your hands together for the very